This marks the first episode that we've actually stopped and then started again.
We did. So I said
Tell the story because this is important.
This happened 15 seconds ago.
Literally.
And then we said, no, let's restart.
We've never done that before, though. That is a new thing.
I said a phrase. I said, you were talking about Big League Chew.
I did.
And I said, Big League Chew was my steez. And
I know, I was there. It was 15 seconds ago.
And then I said, you know who I got steez from was a guy named Beep Beep. And I said his full name.
Yeah.
And then I said,
I thought you were going to say it again on accident, and then we were going to have to restart
I probably
again.
shouldn't use people's full names. I got to stop that.
We did that.
People can harass people online.
It's true.
You go find this person. You say, hey, I heard you have a cool catchphrase. Let me stalk you now for the rest of your life.
You think because someone says the steez, they're going to get stalked for the rest of their life?
But if you're watching blank,
you can say his first name.
You know who you are. Blank. You had a cool catchphrase, and you said steez a lot, and I thought it was kind of dumb
Let's
at the
just
time.
start
kind of silly.
Yeah, let's just...
But over time, I've adopted it.
Let's just call him Blank Man.
Blank Man.
Remember that? Remember that movie?
I actually... Okay, I randomly looked... I saw a clip or a trailer of Blank Man. Yeah. It was like... Yeah, I don't know if it came across my YouTube feed, but it was like a scene from Blank Man. Because that was when he was like a nerdy, dorky inventor.
To be clear, Damon Wayans
was like an inventor guy, super dorky, who wanted to be a superhero.
Right.
And he invents these gadgets. And it's like a Batman, but like a
ghetto
version.
But it's a comedy, and it's
got
so
Damon
good.
and the older one.
Keenan Ivory Wayans.
Keenan Ivory.
Yeah.
Man, those Wayans bros had a hot minute in the 90s.
There was a lot of them.
There was a lot of them.
Thanks to In Living Color.
What do you think their parents did to get them all
In Living Color
in the biz?
I mean,
made a deal with the devil?
Well, hold on. I don't know about that. But I do know, I mean, they probably helped fund In Living Color. Maybe not. That was kind of the big first thing for them, wasn't it?
If you had to make a deal with a metaphorical devil... Not the actual devil.
Oh.
But if someone said, Cameron, to get that, to do that, he must have made a deal with the devil.
So, like...
What's that thing?
So...
What are you doing that you made a deal with the devil to do?
But it's like The Devil Wears Prada, where it's not actually the devil. It's just the lady who's really mean. Like that kind of devil?
What, I mean, no, I guess. But like what would be something you would do and accomplish that someone would say, Cameron, he must have made a deal with the devil?
I would have liked to point out that as a pastor, I'm not 100% sure I can ever make a deal with the devil.
Not comfortable with this.
I'm not comfortable with this line of talk. But if you're saying just a thing that I would do...
Would it be a Teen's Choice Award?
Wow.
Cameron wins a Teen Choice Award and everyone says... He must have made a deal with the devil to get there.
Are you saying something that I hope to do one day?
Yeah, something you accomplish in life.
I mean...
But maybe if you made a deal with the devil, it'd make it a little easier.
Again, you keep phrasing it in a way that I don't feel comfortable answering. If it's like something that I may accomplish one day, and people just say that about me, man, he must have made a deal with the devil.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I've been saying.
Right, but then you say, then you say it again, and you go... And it was probably easier because he made a deal with the devil.
No, you didn't actually, but you could have of how successful you were.
Stop saying it like that.
At whatever it is.
I don't. You have something probably.
I'm just asking.
I probably would
maybe
say,
an Academy Award.
No, I don't. I
win an Oscar.
No, well, because I don't really act in anything that would be really impressive.
Win a rap Grammy. Yeah, that's for me.
That's a good one. Rap
win
Grammy.
A Grammy for rap.
I think I would want to. This is weird. But I would want to win a
EGOT.
No, let me finish.
You want to win all of them.
I want to win them all. You got to get the Oscar. I got to get the Tony. I got to get the Grammy. I got to get the other one.
Emmy.
Daytime Emmy. Does that count? A DGOT?
I don't know.
No, there is a book award for children's books that there's a couple of them.
Here we go again.
I would really like that because I found, and here's why.
And it's not the Seuss Award.
The Theodore Seuss Geisel Award is the one that I would really enjoy.
Is that really a thing?
Love to win. Yes.
I made that up.
Yeah. The Newbery Award is what most
Theodore
people think
Seuss,
of.
Is that Dr. Seuss's first name? Theodore?
Yes. Theodore Seuss Geisel is his full name.
Wow. I didn't know that.
And I don't
I
know
thought
if
Dr. Seuss was a totally made up name.
Seuss might have been, but like he's Theodore Seuss Geisel, Geisel, Ted Geisel.
Seuss.
But
Ted for short.
But I'm pretty sure his middle name was like Zeus, but it's spelled Seuss.
Oh,
German.
Dr. Zeus?
We've been saying it wrong. We have been saying it wrong. I listened to the biography of Ted Geisel, and very interesting. Wow. Very interesting yarn that was spun.
Okay, so Ted Geisel is the Seuss man.
He's the Seuss man.
The mastermind.
Started
pulling
in
all the strings. The godfather of
what's crazy is the godfather of children's books, as he's now known around this table, started with an ad campaign for an insecticide called Flit. And he just drew little cartoons for this ad campaign called Flit. And then from that, the war started. Are you unplugging my fridge already? It turned on for a half a second.
I can't take it.
My drinks are going to be so warm.
Remind me to plug it back in.
I won't do that.
So
I'll forget.
Dr. Seuss did an ad campaign. I think I've seen the archives.
So then
he was an ad man.
So then the war starts, but he's too old to enlist, but he does enlist into like a special unit that makes propaganda videos for the troops. And he is a part of a battalion that literally is just a creative battalion. And if I had known that was a part of the military, a wing of the military,
sign me up.
There's a different time. But he made this these little shorts called Sergeant Snafu.
You just get to the like enlistment table and they're like,
what skills do you have?
Special skills?
I have pretty flat feet. I'm very ticklish, and I make cartoons.
Well, you can go to the cartoon division. Apparently, that's a thing. Higher ups wanted us to get a cartoon department going.
Yeah. You know how military men who've killed people love cartoons. Yeah. And
the propaganda.
So he started doing that, and then he got into some more children's books. He was a little ahead of his time because he liked to do more colors, but because of print costs, you can only do like one color and things. That's why the original Grinch is like black and white and red.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It is. It's, to me,
what's the book called?
Fascinating. How the Grinch Stole Christmas?
I'm talking about his biography.
I think it's called Becoming Dr. Seuss. I listened to the Audible.
Is that one of your official recommendations? Is that a camera endorsement?
Dang it. It should have been. It's so good. But yes, so to go back before I did all of that, I think to win some sort of like a book award like that, and the reason is not as like genuine as you think. I saw a guy who had won a Caldecott medal, and he actually got a medal. It's like an actual medal.
You just want to get a medal.
I want to be
an award winner.
I want to be an award-winning author, but I want the thing. I want the actual medal.
The actual award.
I'm a collector.
Not just the accolades. You want the trophies.
I want to be acknowledged.
Hey, let's get us an Emmy. How hard could it be?
I mean, just make a show, right? And then boom.
All right, then you consider this our official announcement.
We're gonna make a show.
We're coming for you, Emmy.
And we're gonna win an Emmy by the year 2025.
6.
Yeah, because it'll probably take a little bit of time to make the show.
All right, here we go. You got any big plans for the Super Bowl?
I didn't realize it was the Super Bowl today until I got to.
So hold on.
Oh, this was the Super Bowl.
People are listening.
It'll be after the Super Bowl.
This is post Super Bowl, so this is a perfect time to make our predictions.
Those Chiefs.
Perfect time to prophesy about what's going to happen in this big game.
Yeah, big Chiefs.
You think Chiefs are going to win?
I don't know the other team, so
I believe it's the Eagles. Because I Googled it this morning.
So I didn't know until I got to church and a bunch of people were wearing jerseys.
Like, is something happening today?
What is going on?
Yeah, we famously don't really watch the sports.
People talk about it everywhere, how we don't watch the sports. It's so famous.
Famously.
Yeah.
Occasionally I'll tune in for the big game, the Super Bowl. Today, I may find a way to tune in. Why was that important that you had to open it into the mic?
I had to give it a crack.
I'm gonna put my money on. I have literally no dog in the fight. I'm gonna say Eagles by at least 12
yards.
Points.
Okay.
You played football. They use points.
I knew you weren't talking about yards.
Eagles by 12.
That's weird. That is like. Why would you say that? They've never won.
And there's going to be a commercial at halftime that's 2 minutes and moving, and it's going to make it hear a pin drop, and you're gonna get to the end and be like, that was heavy.
Yeah.
All right, let's watch Rihanna.
Yeah, let's watch Rihanna. Enough about that Clydesdale.
Okay. Well, who do you prediction?
To be clear, the Clydesdale's a horse. That's the commercial.
Rihanna.
It's about a horse.
Prediction halftime show.
Why are
Will
we
there be
predicting
any
anything?
big controversy? Will there be a wardrobe malfunction moment? Something of the like.
No. Maybe
Who's going
not.
to be the special? Who's going to be feature? We got to call it.
Well,
you got Rihanna.
Isn't that already out? Like that public information?
I don't know. But for the case of argument, we don't know.
Oh yeah, good point.
But who will be featured?
Yeah, it seems like a shame to not have the Eagles present.
No, the
I'm just
Eagles are
kidding.
not
They're
going to. I mean,
gone.
that would have been sweet, though. I love Eagles. It's
pretty
Eagles,
great.
by the way, not the Eagles. Poser alert.
I never said I liked Eagles. I said it would be incredible.
No, but who's Rihanna going to bring onto the stage? Join
Jay-Z.
me on the stage.
Jay-Z. Umbrella. And then
Okay, Jay-Z, that's an interesting.
Nobody
Nobody wants to hear you just ramble on Jay-Z
I
sounds.
was perfect on that. But that's my prediction.
It could be.
That old Jays will
Maybe Kanye will come out of the out of hiding from being so embarrassed about all his ridiculous
Diamonds?
comments, and maybe he'll rock a run this town or something.
his ridiculous comments. Oh, the shoe thing,
The anti-Semitic thing,
right?
the loving Hitler thing.
Some people think he did that on purpose to get out of the deal.
You sent me a clip.
Those are the people.
So the speculation is,
did he do that on purpose?
did he? So if you didn't follow, if you're living under a rock with the culture, I'm
as
very
I
on
am.
top of it. Kanye kind of went off the rails. Went on Alex Jones, which already just wrapped in controversy, and he talked about not loving Hitler, but he's like kind of praising Hitler, which is weird, obviously.
Say what you will about Hitler, but he was the only one to kill Hitler.
And
that joke?
I made that joke on the podcast.
It's great.
Not that long ago.
It's wonderful.
And then he kind of got canceled. Adidas canceled the deal.
The shoe deal.
Canceled the shoe deal. But then he sent me a video that was Kanye.
But it's Kanye talking.
It's Kanye talking, and he said, now he could be trying to spin it.
He's probably trying to spin
He
it.
could be trying to spin it
but
to
he
save face.
He seemed pretty upbeat.
He was like, never again in history will there be a time when someone can get a deal backed out of
Out of $1 billion
shoe deal with a tweet. And it sounded like he was excited about being set free. He said, I'm free.
Yeah.
So he's spinning it like it was a publicity stunt, which he's no stranger to
He's
pub
no
stunts.
stranger.
He's a master of
Just look at what he did to
stunts.
Taylor Swift.
Exactly. Yeah, he's a master of it. So it could be he could pop back on the scene. Maybe he's going to come back at the halftime show. He's going to say, hey, it was all a joke, guys. I'm here.
Yeah.
Let's play some music.
Jay-Z, back me up. And then they
Here
sing.
it coming in the air. I can't sing. I have a voice thing, if you can't tell.
Well, we can.
Usually I can sing Rihanna really good.
I don't know. We were
I lost my voice.
talking about this morning with some of my friends. I legitimately couldn't think of any songs that are like actually Rihanna's.
Please don't stop the music.
I did not know that.
Please don't stop the music. Bum, bum, bum.
Isn't that like
that's fully
15
Rihanna.
years old?
Disturbia. That's another one.
Oh, yeah.
But then, she did a lot of features lately.
She did a lot of features.
But no, she did. She's like one of the goats.
To be fair.
of hip hop, R&B.
Yeah, but doesn't it feel like, I guess what the halftime show always feels like, which is like maybe they got their name in the hat whenever they were a goat and now they're not, but here we are.
She's a little past the prime.
That's what
I'm
it
going to
feels
call
like.
The big highlight, the big peak is going to be Drake. Ooh,
Why?
Drake. Well, you think Drake will show up
Do
for
they have
work?
Is he on that song?
Yeah, or a remix. I can't remember, but that would be. I mean, he would bring the house down.
I
Drake could also.
I love that
be
a
the headliner.
large portion of our show is about something that
already
maybe
happened?
did or didn't happen.
Something that already happened when this releases.
Everyone's gonna be like, "Yeah, I could see that." Wait, no, it didn't happen. So maybe we should move on.
And we're also not going to verify it because we're not going to go back and watch.
We're not
probably
watching
not
the
gonna watch the
Super
Super
Bowl.
Bowl. I might tune in.
I might watch the halftime show.
I might tune in, watch the commercials.
Make
my
yourself
gosh.
a nice 7-layer dip.
You were in Chicago.
I was.
You
just
were in
Chicago.
Beantown.
Beantown. Saw the big old bean with my very own eyes. Touched
Was it bigger in person or smaller?
I touched it and it was very cold. It was so much bigger than I thought it was.
Did it have a lot of grubby fingerprints on it? from everyone touching
No, it looks like
to keep
somebody
it
been
polished up.
just polishing it. I don't really
You think
know.
they got a full-time bean polisher?
Probably, and I hope that's his title. But
Did you read the history of the bean? Why
is
it's
it there? It's called the Cloud Gate, and here's why I know that. And I guess I don't understand. Maybe it's called the Cloud Gate because of the way it's shaped. You can see the clouds on the bean, and like you're walking through it is the only thing I could think. The only reason I know that is because you know this. I work out at a place called Burn Boot Camp. Shout out to Burn Boot Camp.
Shout out to the ladies at the Burn.
Ladies at the Burn. It's incredible. First off, great workout. Just lovely people.
If you're
It's just
ever in
wonderful.
Owasso.
Actually,
Oklahoma.
all over. It's like all over America.
It's like a franchise.
Yeah. But the one in Owasso is really great. Just great people. But there is a lady there that works out with me. And I guess she had seen or talked to my wife about like I was out of town or something. But this lady lives in Chicago, or not lives, but lived in Chicago, from Chicago. And I was like, yeah, I was just in Chicago. She was like, oh, did you see the Cloud Gate? And I went, no, I just went and saw like the bean, like the big old bean. And she went, the Cloud Gate. And then I got a little chippy and I said, it's shaped like a bean. It's a bean. And now New York has one. Have you seen this?
No.
New York just put in a bean, and it was the same guy.
He's like, it worked once.
He's like, hey, $10 million just ran out. I should make another bean. Because that's how much those things cost.
10 million?
Yes.
Slap some.
He did two
what
of them.
Slap some metal into a bean shape? How hard could it
Polish
be?
it up, bean.
$10 million.
Yeah.
Right off into the sunset.
But,
how much he pocketed on that? He probably pocketed
my thing is
a
like
cool $6.
Yeah, but my
4
thing
million
with
in
him is like
materials.
4 million in materials. It's a giant bean. That's the thing for me though. Is he trying to get them in all the major cities? Like, is he like, oh, that's the New York bean. That's the Chicago bean.
I can't believe
LA's going to have a bean.
It's so, it was like Chicago's
Where
thing.
do you think is the next bean going to be?
Ooh.
I
Puerto Rico.
Not even in a... Oh.
Yeah. Equity.
Are they America? Is that America? Is that America now?
Can't call it.
I was like, not even America. Wait.
It's a territory, I think. American territory?
You know what's crazy? How little I know about
Geography?
Geography. Now. Well, it's weird because like what I learned in school is not the case anymore. Like to say that we're just 50
They're like,
states.
Pluto's not a moon, or not a planet anymore. And it's like, what? How do you just not have a planet
always
anymore?
a Pluto. Always a planet to me. I don't know why I said always a Pluto.
Can't count it anymore.
I will.
It's too small.
Well, my question is, what do they do now? Like, because it was like my very illustrious mother. I don't know what it was.
What?
You know, they had that acronym that you did.
I just learned the planets.
And like the last P was pizzas.
I never learned the acronym.
Just served me 9. And then it's done because there's no P at the end.
Why did they just serve? What my illustrious mother just served me? Was illustrious really the word?
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Is that spelled with an E?
I thought that was an A, but I don't know. I don't know how to spell things.
I don't know.
That's what the internet is
I
for.
would know. Oh, that's Grammarly. This episode brought to you by Grammarly.
Okay, speaking of recommendations, maybe Grammarly is a good one. I've never used it, but
it's amazing.
That's actually what the pod's about today.
Yes.
We're saying our official endorsements. These are things that we recommend.
You know what? I have
coming straight from us. This is our recommendations.
You know what? I had an idea on the way here of a catchy way to say that.
Oh, let's hear it.
Oh, shoot. Shoot.
We'll just wait until you come up with it.
Oh, no. I had it. I don't remember.
Because I texted you.
Yeah, and then I had an idea for
our
what
official endorsements.
Yeah, and then I had an idea for a catchier way to say that, and I just flat out forgot.
The thing that kind of inspired me, and I told you this, was there's an episode of Parks and Rec, and Ron Swanson says, I don't remember the exact phrasing, but he says something to the effect of, my only official recommendations are Morton Salt and U.S. Army issued mustache trimmers.
It's the snake juice episode.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
because
that's right.
Tom's trying to get him to recommend snake juice.
I'll have to go back and check how accurate I got the line.
Morton.
So those are his official recommendations. What's our official recommendations? And this is obviously not sponsored because we're not big enough to have sponsors at this point.
Of course.
I mean, I guess we could, but their money would be wasted.
Cents on the dollar. their money would be wasted. They would be fools to sponsor us. That's on them.
now. But down the road,
They will have wished.
Who knows?
That, man, if anything, our first sponsor is probably going to be Skillshare. If I know anything about anything,
No, it's going to be Squarespace.
Everything's sponsored by Squarespace or Skillshare.
Yep. Not a sponsor of ours, though.
Yeah.
No thanks.
You could be.
So these are not, nobody pays us to say this. This is coming straight from genuinely.
Right, from these two horses' mouths.
That we recommend to our friends, recommend to our friends' friends, recommend to our friends' moms. Okay? So.
Not dads. So one thing that I would like to point out before we get into this, I left all the stuff that's like really, like that people already know.
Obvious.
Like if I were to say...
Eggs and Things hat.
Harry Potter... Why am I Eggs and Things hat?
You're wearing
Oh,
it.
am I wearing? Yeah. I guess I am. Harry Potter. Like that the audiobooks to Harry Potter, I talk about that all the time. Like that's something that I'm always going to
It's too
recommend.
widespread.
Everyone wants that. I'm here to make you go, huh.
Yeah, maybe I'll try something new.
That's interesting. I'd not thought about that.
Our goal.
I was wrong.
Our hope, nay, our prayer for this episode.
I didn't pray
is
yet.
that you find something that you think, you know what? I would like to try something new. I would like to take that recommendation and would like to, I'm going to go try that, or I'm going to go, you know, do that or hear that or watch that or buy that.
Yeah.
We hope to create a little commerce here. Go spend some money on some new things.
Yeah.
And then if you do, please let us know that you tried it. Let us know if you hated it or if you liked it.
Yeah.
Okay. That's at least my sincere hope.
Wow, my gosh. That was incredible.
I should put some like piano music underneath that.
Nobody's going to do that. We're not going to do that. What's happening? You don't even have
one.
piano.
My number one is a total left fielder, but it is something I'm so excited about.
I feel bad because my number one's not a total left fielder, but it's like
I just got a glance on your list and I saw the top one, so tilt a little bit so I don't.
But
cheat.
then they'll see it.
They won't.
Well, you know what my top one is now, so that's
okay.
I should get
Hey,
rid
you
of
go
it.
first.
Should I start with the top one? Am I number one?
Whatever your number 5 is.
Number 5.
No, that was your number 1. That I saw on the top.
The very top was my number 1.
Snizzap, yo. All right, go ahead.
It's high praise.
Go ahead.
And they'll get that joke much later. E-readers. I know I'm way behind the curve.
Oh my gosh. I know. Nobody even calls them e-readers anymore.
I know I'm way behind on
What is this, 2004?
But I really started using my Kindle e-reader. And it's
oh my gosh. I don't think they're called e-readers anymore.
Whatever they're called, to have a tablet of sorts that is like a paper white surface that's essentially a tiny book, but holds so many
No one has
books.
ever been more late to the party.
I know, but I think at this point, and this is why I put it on here, because I think a lot of you probably put your e-readers away. You let them collect dust, and maybe you're not even.
I did.
Maybe you're not even reading books anymore. I'm here to tell you, and I only really read fiction on it, but an e-reader is a wonderful tool that you can use.
Yes.
If you're like me and you don't really want to be on your phone right before you go to sleep.
Oh, it's the worst. Reading a book on a phone or an iPad.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Horrible.
So bright, so vivid.
Horrible for the blue light.
Yeah, the blue light. And so
We've all heard about the blue light.
You've heard about this?
This is horrible for you.
This is actually one of my recommendations is blue light.
More of it. You mean more of the blue light.
But no, so like to do that before bed, get out your e-reader. And you might have to do it on, there are some that have bright, like mine has a little bit of backlighting, or I can go no backlighting. And so sometimes, I don't know if it's blue light, so I should probably check that out.
I use a lamp.
Just a little. What is this, 1912? I use a gas lamp. Anyway, but yeah, so I should do that, but it makes the room too bright probably.
Because
I'm just laying
the
in
wife's
bed.
snoozing it up.
She's already been asleep for 2 hours at this point.
Oh my gosh.
Probably not,
what are you
probably
doing
not.
for 2 hours?
Well, our kid goes to sleep at 10.
I don't know if you know this, but that's pretty late for a kid to go to sleep.
I'm aware. I've tried to get him to go to sleep earlier. Somebody please tell me how to get him to go to sleep earlier. And if you tell me, just move it back 10 minutes. Every day or 2 days. I've heard it all. It doesn't work for me. It's not worked. I've tried. All
right.
Sorry about back there. But an e-reader. Get yourself a good book. It got me back in the habit of reading.
What are you reading right now?
Don't make me do this.
You don't want to say?
No, I'm fine. I'm fine.
Mine's super lame and embarrassing, but I'll say.
Mine's not lame and embarrassing. It's just kind of like blast from the past. And it's because I like writing in this space, and it's like woodland creature area of space. Okay. Like I love there's a book series, 22 books long, called Redwall. Fantastic book series.
Children's books?
No. Like you would think that, but like they're actually like young adult, like probably akin to like age range for Harry Potter. Because they're using some pretty big words. All right. And I'm like,
there's big words in there. I gotta look that up.
I don't know if I'd ever read like a full one of these, like a full book, but I've read some and some of the stories, but they're brilliantly told. They're so good. And I'm just starting. Redwall. Redwall is the first book, and it's a name of like the abbey or the castle that that these creatures live in.
Okay.
And so I'm reading that because I've kind of there's not good. What really started me on going on to these, because I do not like reading, like at all. I just don't. I have to force myself to read. I think
a lot of people can.
I need stories.
Identify with
I need stories that like I can't get anywhere else. Like, if there's an Audible book for it, I will listen to the audiobook.
You're not reading self-help books many times.
Most of the times, no. I've read so many of them, and if I read another one that tells me the exact same thing as the last one I just read, I'm gonna just help myself to never reading again.
24 habits of highly successful
leaders. It's all the same, guys. You're reading the same book over and over and over. And so anyway, so I like to read fiction to get me in the reading habit so that when those do come along, if work's like, hey, we're going to read this book together, I'm not just like,
what a slog.
Tahee. Dumb and Dumber. But yeah, so yeah, I started reading Redwall because like I know I'll like the story, and I'd forgotten how like they're truly incredible. They're very good.
I think that's a great move to if you don't love reading, if you were just kind of like it's a struggle to read. Young adult books. It's a good way to just like get your foot in the door.
Yeah.
I'm actually right now reading The Hunger Games again.
You are? Did you start with the prequel?
No, but I'm going to read that afterwards, I think. Yeah. It's just like, it's not like something that you're not just like thinking. You're just a little bit of something before bed.
Yeah.
Get in there with Katniss, mix it up.
That's a weird way to put that.
See, hang out with Peeta and the boys.
Oh. Peeta Malak.
It's just good.
Yeah.
It's a page turner.
It's
dark, obviously. I mean, they're murdering each other.
So it's a real lovely story. A bunch of teens murdering each other in a competition betwixt the.
But I think it is a decent cautionary tale. The Capitol, Hollywood, what's going on right now. Don't want to go there. But
it's basically just the Hunger Games.
We're
in District 12 over there.
Basically, they are the Capitol.
Yeah.
With the Grammys performance, I thought that. I'm just like,
oof. Well, they're dressed
the Capitol.
They're dressed
now.
basically the same as the Hunger Games.
They're so over the top and absurd.
Yeah.
Anywho, but
no,
I think it's a good. You get
at
that
at risk of going into some nonsense. Just there, we're gonna stop right at the line of nonsense.
Stop at the line of nonsense.
Leave it there. Leave it at the door.
But I think the reading young adults to kind of because I think reading's super powerful. I get into ruts where I will have some dry spells, but if I want to kind of get back into it, I got to read fiction before bed. If I read nonfiction, I get to I get my think too much.
Yeah.
So fiction is good. So I'm doing the Hunger Games, and then maybe next I'll throw in like
you've gone through Lord of the Rings, you've gone through Harry Potter, you've gone through the like Chronicles of Narnia, which all great recommendations. By the way,
I'm reading to my son. I'm reading The Magician's Nephew.
Oh man, that's actually one of my favorites.
I'm enjoying it. He's enjoying it.
I used to skip it and go straight to Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
We're only a few chapters in. I don't really remember
context in that book.
Yeah, we're excited. So yeah, that was your first. You said one already.
I believe so. E-readers. That's how we got to
E-readers.
It's what everyone calls them.
You on the Kindle brand e-reader? You're not on the Nook?
I got it's a Kindle. It's a Kindle. It's like the Amazon one.
Oh, I was going to say on the e-reader's front. I occasionally I'll do the Kindle. Usually if I don't have the physical book, I'll probably just download the Kindle, or I did like a library at some point, even free ones. I don't know. But I like seeing the progress of a physical book, and you're like, oh, I've got this much. On Kindle, like you just see a little bar.
Well, that's why I also buy the regular book, and I just move my bookmark every night.
You do not do that. I was like,
that being said, I do actually have the first book of Redwall here, but I don't move my bookmark. But like I actually, what I like about Kindle, I think, the tablet that I have, is it tells me, based on my reading patterns, how long I have left in the chapter. Because it knows how quick I read through the pages.
Oh, yeah, I don't have that feature on mine. Maybe mine's an older model.
That to me is probably one of the nicest things, because I can, like, as I'm starting a chapter, and if it's one of those that's just like cliffhanger, well, the next chapter is 22 minutes and it's already 12:30, you know, and
That's
so
an
I'm not going to
interesting
keep reading.
feature.
But if the next chapter is going to take me, like, you know, 10 minutes, which is what the problem was, is that a lot of the chapters in Redwall are pretty short. Just that's why it's such a page turner. 15 minutes is just like, oh, just another 15 minutes. Oh, just another 15 minutes.
Next thing you know, the sun's up.
And I started reading this whenever my family got ill, which is why we haven't been on this.
Yeah, we should address the elephant in the room.
P-cast.
We've been on a hiatus for a couple weeks.
I got sick, then my son got sick, or vice versa, and then my wife got sick, and I got better.
And then I just got sick.
And then you just got
the
sick.
last couple days.
And so I'm just taking care of the family, and it was one of those sicknesses where my son was like throwing up at like 3 a.m. every night.
It's the worst.
And so I'm just like sitting in his room in the dark with my e-reader, waiting to hear him start to throw
Amazon
up. Then I catch it with a bucket.
They're gonna clip this little clip out. They're gonna put some cute music under it. And it's gonna
man.
be you saying, "I was there at 3 a.m. with my son reading my Kindle," and then they had a little Amazon logo at the end. Super Bowl commercial right there.
Oh, it's perfect. It's perfect. Anyway, but that was my number 5 is an e-reader of sorts.
My number 5 is something that I dip into
It's ice cream.
once every couple years.
Okay.
I come back to. It's like a warm hug in the form of entertainment television.
Oh my goodness.
It's the only reality show I watch. And it's, of course, I'm talking about Survivor. That is right. Outwit, outlast, outplay.
Is that their
Survivor.
thing now?
That's the tagline has been for 20 years.
I guess I never really watched it.
They've been going for 20 years.
Is this still Jeff Probst?
Probst has been making it happen 2 seasons a year for
Two seasons
a year. There's like 38 seasons or something. It's almost 20 years.
Man.
Maybe it's like 16 or 15. 16.
He's got to be ancient at this point.
Survivor is amazing. Yeah. It is the best show. It's completely predictable in terms of the format, but everything in between, the backstabbing, the relationships dynamics, the way the game has evolved, the challenges, the immunity, the rewards. It's a roller coaster of emotions. If you've never watched it, you should definitely do it. Tonight, it's on Hulu. Just check it out.
Oh man, can I add on to this?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna because you talked about the old e-reader, so I'm gonna talk about a show that's a lot like Survivor without all the backstabbing, but like the creative challenges. There is a British TV show called Taskmaster. And it is basically they get 5 comedians and they get them all together, and then they give them these kind of like open-ended tasks where it's kind of the rules are kind of up for interpretation, and they just let them go. And so like one of them is it says one of the tasks, this is a good example of that, is there's 3 exercise balls on a yoga mat, and there's 3 exercise balls at the bottom of this hill and a yoga mat on the top of the hill. And the rules are, in the quickest amount of time, get the exercise balls onto the yoga mat on top of that hill. And the guy that won, like there's a ton of people trying to like get 3 exercise balls pushed up a hill. Some people are like literally asking strangers for help to bring the exercise balls to the top. But the guy that won ran to the top of the hill, grabbed the yoga mat and brought it down, and then put the exercise balls on top of it, because his mind was, I just have to get him to the mat that's on top of that hill, not necessarily the mat on top of the hill. It has to be. And so like, it's not all basic like that. A lot of them are like very funny how they do it, but it's a very creative show.
Where is it at? What can I stream it somewhere?
So I watch it on YouTube because I don't know if you're able to stream it anywhere.
But here's the thing. You said
they did an American version on like Comedy Central. Terrible.
You said without the backstabbing, but the backstabbing is what makes Survivor so good.
Well, the jokes are what make Taskmaster so funny.
Yeah, the comedians.
It's so good.
It's
the comedians, and then the 2 guys that do, like, they're like the hosts of it. They have an amazing dynamic, and it's very funny. But as someone who does like plans a lot of like activities and stuff like that for like camp situations and things like that, like Taskmaster and Survivor, those are 2 that are just the challenges are unmatched.
They have it down to a well-oiled machine in terms of how they do this the show, and it's like they've been doing it the same for literally the whole time. I mean, Jeff says the same things, literally copy paste. You could take the Jeff from season 1 and just like cut him out and paste him into the rest, and it would be the same.
Just use a bunch of old clips of Jeff Probst.
But it's like so interesting. And if you're like, okay, I've heard about Survivor, maybe I watched years ago, but I want to get back into it, but I don't know where to start. Here's where you start. You start with, I don't actually remember the season number, but it's called Gen X versus Millennials. That one was the best.
That sounds interesting.
It's 2 tribes. One's Millennials, one's Gen X, the older generation. Maybe season 33. I don't know.
Please tell me the Millennials won.
Only one person wins.
Or Gen X. Wait, which one's the older?
So at some point they have to merge, and it goes down to 1.
Whoa!
But it's very interesting, the dynamics. If you've never heard of Survivor, check it out. My official recommendation.
All right.
It's also because I'm like into it right now. I'm watching it right now.
Yeah. Speaking of something that I'm into right now, and not necessarily me, but me and my boy, this is a recommendation.
This is your number 4?
This is my number 4, if we're cool to move on.
Move on.
So you see a lot of the stuff on this table here is Lego Mario, okay? You've got these little Marios, maybe a Luigi. They look a little weird whenever their eyes aren't lit up, but like if you turn them on, listen to this. I should have done that at separate times.
They're little tiny. They have batteries. And this is a different Lego for me. I've never seen Legos that have.
Well, that's what it took me so long. Listen to this. Anyway, I'm going to turn them off.
It's cute.
Bye.
Yeah. Anyway, so
is he just in a hammock over here?
Yeah, he's in a hammock. They have like motion sensors in him. If you lay him in that hammock and like rock him, he falls asleep. It's very funny.
That's good.
But like they have like little. I didn't love the way that the Marios look because they don't really look like a Lego like at all. I kind of really didn't like the way they looked originally, and didn't really want to get into it because it was just odd. It was weird to me.
It's outside of the traditional Lego.
It's not. Yeah, it's not traditional. Like this is a set right here, and I built a house, and then there's like little bricks that lead to another platform The idea is you can build Mario courses with the platforms that Mario jumps through, and there's like little like bad guys like this have like, it's not a QR code, but like a barcode on the back, and if Mario jumps on them, it interacts with the Mario and it like speaks.
A little too high tech for me.
That's what you think, but then you start playing with it. My kid absolutely loves it. You've heard of him? My kid? My boy?
I've heard of him.
He absolutely loves it. And I'm a collector, so I obviously love it. And I love Mario and Lego, so it's kind of a no-brainer. Plus,
we should all go see Mario in the theaters when it comes out.
Yes, all of us. You, the fans. All
right, we'll
you want to see
meetup.
You want to see Mario with us? Whenever we're at the theater, that's when we'll do the drawing.
That's what I was gonna say.
For the Olive Garden gift card, and then we'll head to Olive Garden afterwards.
Yeah,
but
we'll do that. We'll literally do that next week.
Once everyone's well. Anyway,
that's really
so
funny.
it's just awesome.
So
I don't really have
official recommendation.
My
Mario
official
Lego with the technology.
The Lego Mario. If you get a Mario and a Luigi, you can like Bluetooth sync them together, and they like interact and talk to each other. Which
it's too high tech for me, man.
Well, if that wasn't enough, there is an app that does keep track of your courses and things like that.
See,
I don't get into as much.
Get off the grid with the toys.
But little surprise here. There's a little box up there. Looky there.
Well,
you open the top of the house on my Yoshi's house. There's a tiny little surprise. Anyway, but I didn't want to go into that for too long. It's something I'm super into. And most people that are into Lego or into Mario, either one of them aren't really going to get into it. But like if you have a kid that's like, I don't know, 3 to 8 years old, somewhere around there, just do it. Just get into it. Have fun with it because it seems lame. Like it seemed lame for me.
It seems expensive.
Seemed lame. It is expensive. Unless Facebook Marketplace, I got a ton of you got to wash the Lego pieces, which is it's a hassle.
Soak them in bleach.
And white vinegar. Yeah.
Probably not bleach.
And not bleach. But like, yeah, you got to soak them. You got to clean them. That was a hassle. So on that side, it's kind of annoying, but I got them for super cheap. Like I got this Mario.
Wait, this is from a marketplace?
No, not this. This one was a Christmas present, but Mario and then like 2 different sets, which is normally like $100 and some odd. I got it for like $30. Maybe it been $20 actually.
There you go. There's a hot tip.
So look
That's
on
your
look on.
recommendation is Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah, you guys heard of this? Craigslist for Facebook.
Have you guys heard of Facebook?
You guys heard of Craigslist? Craig. Anyway, that's my number 4. So
My number 4. Moving on, official recommendation. All right. This is something that I need to get back to. Okay. I used to do all the time.
I'm listening.
Since I've had children, it's been less because the logistics.
Yeah.
But it is national parks in general, but one specific Redwood National Park in California.
Sounds beautiful.
I'm talking the forest moon of indoor, people. You go there and you look up at the trees and it makes you feel small.
You hear.
It makes you feel like you're on another planet.
I've never been.
It's remarkably amazing.
Wow.
Most of that. Have you ever been to national parks? Have you been to a national
I
park?
literally went with you.
Which one?
Olympic.
That's my number 2
We went to
favorite.
Olympic and we went to Grand Teton.
Oh, that's right. We went both. Yeah.
Which both
Stunning.
just beautiful because you don't have that here in where we're at in Oklahoma and Tulsa.
We have no national
You got
parks in
Turkey
Oklahoma.
Mountain. You got Turkey Mountain and it's boring.
Who did I talk? I talked to someone the other day that they're like, I've never actually. It was Jared, I think. Never been to a
Don't
national
use
park.
his last name or we'll have to start over.
Never been to a national park, and I was like, how would you never been to a national park?
It does seem odd that
They're like on a next level of beauty. Like they're a
Yeah.
reason that they're dedicated national parks. Like you
Yeah.
think about like a park, whatever. It's like a nature, but it's like pristine beauty, unadulterated, beautiful landscapes.
tagline.
Okay.
Unadulterated,
Unadulterated landscapes.
Yeah,
Vistas as far as the eye can see.
literally.
Except for in the redwoods because you're in forest.
Can't, well, yeah, it's far.
But
Can't see the forest for the trees.
in Redwood National Forest, me and the wife.
Yes, is that a thing?
We
Do
in
people
2015. The year was 2015. I had just decided to leave full-time employment, strike out on my own, and start a business, as it were. But before that, or wait, no, that wasn't right.
No, that can't be right.
That was a different. That was
That
when
was
we
a
went on
different.
our
That
trip.
was our trip.
Bleep, bleep, bleep. Rewind. I was working for myself and had time freedom anyway to work from where I wanted
It was
to.
already
My
a thing.
wife was a teacher.
And she left
had the
full-
summer off.
Yeah.
She didn't leave at this point. She had the
thought that
summer
was
off.
her oh,
no,
all
she
right.
had the summer off, and she had the idea. She's like, why don't we? We had no kids at this point. Just a couple of doinks. or no, dinks. Dinks. We were
What's a doink?
The dual income, no kids at this point. And I don't know what the doink is. I don't know where the O is. Dual. Yeah, I think dink is the term. But we're like, she said, we should go west, young man. Get an RV and strike out. Get the H out of here.
Turn on some John Denver.
and hit the road.
Yeah.
And I thought, that sounds like something that they do in the movies. People don't actually do this.
Right.
But then I started looking into it. We were going to rent an RV first, but then we was like, that's going to be expensive.
Yeah.
Well, what if we bought an RV,
And a
remodeled
truck.
it a little bit, fixed it up, bought a truck,
Yeah.
and we did it. We did it over the course of the next few months.
I remember this.
Bought the RV, fixed it up.
Yeah.
It's one of my life kind of favorite things I've done in my life.
Really?
Yeah, it's if you have the opportunity before you have kids to do it, if you can, highly recommend it. We went for 3 months.
Or if you have someone that's willing to watch your kids for 3 months.
3 months, yeah.
Don't-
Or just
not-
take your kids with you.
Yeah.
But it's it would just be a challenge. But it was special time with me and Julianne. But we got the RV. It was a travel trailer. We went west with the truck. Got the 2008 F-150. Got the maroon F-150. Took a huge loss on it when I sold it.
Yeah, you did.
That was not my most astute financial move, buying
Yeah.
that truck. I was like, I'll just buy it and sell it. Took a bit of a loss. And then we went to a bunch of national parks. I think we hit like 5 or 6. And
You stayed in Portland for a while, right?
stayed in Portland for about a month, back before it really went to...
Nonsense! Nonsense alert!
Nonsense alert. Back before it went a little crazy. No, we thought Portland was pretty cool. We were like this close to like moving there and becoming hippies. Not really becoming
That would have been a
hippies.
mistake
But
based on the nonsense that we've seen.
just moving to like do the thing of moving across the country for no apparent reason. We didn't, and I'm really glad we didn't.
Me too.
But we stayed in Portland kind of for about a month at the end of the trip, and then drove back. But Redwoods was the highlight, and when we were there, it was like we were doing hikes, obviously, a lot of hiking,
Lovely.
And we got there and went to the old ranger station. We're like, show me your best hikes. You know, what's a guy to do? And they're like, well, you got this one that's 1 mile. You know, it's a loop. It's great. I'm like, 1 mile. We're here. Give me something a little bigger. I'm like, well, there's this one that's like 4 miles. I'm like, how long would that take? I'm like, I don't know, a few hours or whatever. I'm like, okay. And they said there's this one that's 12 miles, and I'm like, that seems like the one.
Might as
12
well.
miles.
I'm here.
How hard could it be?
Was that a loop?
It was a loop. Yeah.
Okay.
And we were like, let's do the 12 miler. It's great. A hike. We're thinking, just like a walk. But also, I've never walked 12 miles.
Yeah,
I don't know how long I've walked at that point, but 12 miles is a lot. And so we strike
when you think
out
about a marathon being 26.2.
Yeah, so it's like half of that.
marathon.
But the thing is, in the redwood forest, it's like you're literally going up and around and climbing over dead trees. Like they put spikes in trees that you have to climb over. So it's not like a 12 mile just casual walk through the woods. Like you're like literally climbing up and going down and up and around. And so by the end of it, like I carried her the last mile.
Oh,
because she had blisters on both of her feet. I had a blister.
Yeah.
And
when there was one set of footprints, that was me carrying you.
But also we only packed like a little lunch for each of us. Like we were starving. By the end of it, we're just like, get us the heck out of this forest and back to the RV. We're just like mad. Like, why did we think it literally took from dawn until dusk? Like it was dark when we were finishing.
I thought you were gonna have to make.
I thought 12 miles. That sounds doable in like half a day. I don't know what we were thinking, but nonetheless, it was a beautiful park, beautiful experience, great photos, great. Just the trees are insane.
That's basically what happened to us at when we went to Washington. Was that in Washington
No,
or was that
that
Oregon?
was the Tetons.
You mean the creek that we jumped in? No, we went to like the top of Grand Tetons.
The Grand Teton. We basically went to the top.
Yeah, that got up.
We bathed in a glacier pool.
At the last,
no, I bathed in a glacier pool. Everyone chickened out. I was the only one to do it.
But also, like for the last portion of this hike, you're climbing. It's not a walk.
You're bouldering.
And I'm seeing like these, forgive me, but very old people walking down. I'm like, they don't look capable of getting to the top of this.
It's literally,
but it's like almost like climbing a ladder. Your quads are on fire. Like it's like nobody's business.
It was very hard.
Yeah,
it was very hard. And it's like, you look on the trails and it's like difficult, and you're like, how hard could it be? It's a trail. But this was not a trail. It was, you had to boulder over your way to, it was like a beautiful glacier lake.
Lovely.
Insane once you got there, and there was like people all around it and like some people getting in, and it was frigid water, but it actually felt really good because on your muscles, you're sore.
Yeah, on your sore
on the way
muscles.
down, do you remember the guy?
That's what I didn't want, by the way. I didn't want wet underpants on the way down on this giant trip.
That's why you shed the underpants, man.
But you
had to change into the swimmies.
But on the way down, I was out of water on the way down, and you're going downhill the whole time. And I'm so thirsty. I'm like so dehydrated because we sweat the whole way up. Ate our lunch, all of that, got rid of that. On the way down, you remember there was the cart of people that someone got injured
at the top. And so like a team of 3 had to go up the whole course.
That's their job.
With a stretcher.
Yeah.
Get the guy at the top and stretcher him all the way down the mountain. We're like struggling, and they're just like stretching this guy's like, what are you people?
And our whole thing was like, we don't want to get caught behind them, because on the way down they had to go really slow. On the way up, they just bolted to the top. We didn't want to get caught behind them on the way down. And so we're
gotta take it easy.
We're hoofing it. All right. Is that a thing? Hoofing it?
Huffing?
No, huffing is like
huffing.
Drugs.
We're hoofing it? Yeah,
hoofing.
We were like horses.
Yeah. We were a bunch of Clydesdales. Like the halftime show commercials.
This was also the trip.
Full circle.
That we had a UFO sighting.
We don't want to get into that.
We don't?
That's not important.
We don't want to get into it?
Let me finish
Why not?
Let me finish this story first.
The people need to know.
Let me finish this story first, okay? So it did happen, and it changed me, but that's beside the point.
We got to talk about it.
So we will. This is going to be a long episode. We'll be fine. So we're running down, like we're trying to get down this hill, mountain, super fast, and I'm out of water. My camelback's all gone. It's run dry. And I was so thirsty, and like one quad starts cramping, and I'm like, oh
yeah.
I start cramping in one quad. Then the other quad starts cramping. And I'm like, but we have to beat the stretcher. And then I'm thinking, I might need a stretcher after this.
You should have bathed in the glacial pool to ice your legs.
What happened? That would have been great.
That would have been great.
What ended up happening, there was a stream from that glacial pool, I guess, from some glacier. There was a stream that ran down the mountain. I drank out of a mountain stream, like that hole in the mountain that like water shot out of.
You drank that?
I drank that.
Wow.
Had to, because I was cramping, and that was like, I was so dehydrated.
Well, next time, if we do that again, we should bring one of those life straws. You know, that you can filter the water.
I didn't get dysentery, so I think I was fine.
Yeah, usually those are pretty.
I put like but it was crystal, like beautiful.
Oh, people
water.
were drinking out of that though.
Yeah,
right? Yeah, that was like a little. It was like a thing people
little
did.
area. People were filling their bottles, filling their canteens, as it were.
I love it. I love national parks.
Enough about that. We saw a UFO.
Okay, this is crazy. Anyone I've told this to and showed this picture, their minds
They don't know what to say.
blown.
I've only had one person that been like, it could be this. And I'm like, you small-minded simpleton.
Simpleton. What do they say it could be?
I don't remember. Some sort of this light refraction and blah, blah, blah.
No.
And,
No.
It's clearly metallic in nature.
Should we put the images on the screen when we talk about
You're
it?
the guy that edits this. So if we are
Okay.
do you want to do this? Do you want to edit it like this?
I think I do. I think we should put it out as a clip.
Okay. So not on like the normal episode.
No,
Just
we'll
as
put
a
it on the
clip.
normal episode.
Okay.
But we'll also put it as a reel on the Instagram.
So I'm gonna do this. Where should we put the pictures? In between us?
Yeah.
Or like right here?
We'll put them in
Okay.
between us. But you don't have to point to them. I'll just put them up there.
All right.
Okay,
fine.
well, hold on. We're going to start the story in... Are you going to start the story or am I going to start the story?
Do we have to say it at the same exact time? That sounds complicated.
How about I go first?
All right, you go first.
3, 2, 1. Okay. So we're on a mountain in Montana.
Beautiful mountain.
Was it Wyoming or Montana?
Where's Jackson Hole?
Wyoming. It was Wyoming.
So we're
Okay.
on a mountain in Wyoming.
Rewind. We're on a hike in Wyoming. And we're up at the top of a mountain.
Beautiful.
And you and your lovely bride say, hey, we would love our picture with this beautiful
Jeez. Sorry.
You say, we would love our picture with this beautiful vista behind us. And you get up,
Yeah.
and I get my iPhone out.
You got my iPhone.
You hand me your iPhone, and I said, we'll get together. Put your arm around her.
Yeah.
Look like you love each other. Doing coaching like
we do.
because I'm good at photography.
It was hilarious.
And
Everyone was laughing.
I frame it up. I get the vista. I take
One.
click, click,
One,
click.
one.
Probably faster than that. More like this. You know when you're trying to just like get the moment, you take a few shots in a row.
Yeah. Boom.
Didn't change the pose at all.
I'm telling you. Click, click, click. That's how fast he did it. Click number 1. This is the picture you see. Beautiful, right?
It's
just
great.
Just a couple right here. Click number 2.
Check it out.
Not even a half a second later. Look at this. Zoom in on that, Roman.
Click number 3.
Zoom. Okay, we'll get out of that zoom. Click number 3. Where'd it go?
It's gone.
Go back to that other picture.
What is that thing?
Anybody have any explanations? Oh, it was a bug. No, not that fast.
It's metallic.
It's metallic.
It's cylindrical.
I understand that there's bugs that can refract light like that. There was no time for how quickly he clicked.
Was boom, boom, boom. This is a complete no edit. There's no doctoring of this photo at all.
And if you look closely, Sasquatch is way back here. I'm just kidding.
I can't explain it.
There was no explanation. We were reeling.
Yeah, we were reviewing the photos. Our minds melted into a little tiny pile of slime.
Yeah, and it changed me. Actually, I'd seen a UFO before, but that was and that one's the first one I ever got documented proof of. Really incredible.
Wow.
Really great moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll carry it with me forever.
Forever. I literally will carry it with me. It's on my phone right now.
Okay. Well, I'll put it out to the people.
See what you
Should
guys
I
think.
blur anybody's faces out? Should I blur your wife's face out? You think she'd be all right?
I mean, I don't think she cares. She has a face. She knows she has a face.
Oh, man. Okay. So I guess we'll move on.
Yeah. I mean, we've spent a lot of time on that number 4 of yours.
Yeah.
We're on number 4 still.
Number 3.
Let's move on to number 3. Number 3. All right. This one legit changed my life.
Oh my! I'm
And
excited to hear about it.
I don't want to get. You guys are gonna laugh. You guys are gonna be like, oh, he needed that kind of help. Oh, it's a little thing
Therapy?
called the squatty potty.
Oh, the squatty potty
So
is
in
a
a
life
sense,
changer.
therapy.
The squatty potty is a life changer.
Now I have this one's twofold. Okay, the squatty potty, crazy. If you haven't seen the commercial for the squatty potty, it explains it perfectly what it does. And
they use animation.
They use animation. It's, it's
They use
beautiful.
an infographic.
It's wonderful. They use
What it does to your colon.
a tiny unicorn taking a poo poo, and it's hilarious.
Yeah, the
commercial.
ad's done by one of the best ad people in the business, the Harmon brothers.
Yeah.
Little inside baseball for you.
Amazing
Also
commercial.
did the purple mattress with the Goldilocks.
Yeah.
Also did the poopery.
Yeah.
So
they're very good at what they do, but
the actual product is
but
good.
the actual product, it really, I mean, it helps so much to the point where, like,
if you go without
if I
one,
go
it's-
without one, I'm just like, this is what life was like. I'm seeing in black and white here, people. Now I'm seeing in full color. Should we take the camera into the bathroom right now?
No, I think people have seen them before. Do you take one to work? Should you take one to work?
I don't take one to work, but here's what I do for work.
Let's not get too crass about this.
I won't. There's another product that kind of goes hand in hand with this, and it's a little product called Dude Wipes. Dry, wet, dry. Dry, wet, dry. It helps. It helps.
okay.
Trust me. I don't want to go too far into that. That mint chill.
I will. So gosh.
That's the type of dude wipe that I use. It's called mint chill.
I will say, I have a client I did work for in the city of Tulsa in the plumbing space. Like
Those are terrible for.
They run the city pipes,
Oh, yeah.
and they said flushable wipes are not flushable.
Are not
they
a
should
thing.
not be flushed.
They
They ruin things.
Yep.
And so,
That's why I just put them in. That's why I just put them in my pocket.
Use it at your own risk. The
Don't
risk
use
of
them at your.
pipes.
Don't use them at your home. And if you care about other people's pipes,
just
don't use them
yeah,
there either.
whatever.
But that also changed my
Mint
life.
chill.
Mint chill. I said that.
Poopery is also
to
a pretty good.
Our friend John, the mint chill, because one of our friends at work, they're the ones that were like, if you haven't tried, dude wipes, you totally should.
John gave you the rec?
No, it was our other friend Scott, and he was talking about the mint chill, and John said, I'm more of a mango habanero kind of guy.
Ranch for me.
Gross.
Oh my gosh.
But anyway, but the squatty potty is my actual one. Dude wipes is just an add-on, but the squatty potty, it really is it's an incredible product. I don't know why nobody thought about that until
I've been on it for years.
that's how you get hemorrhoids.
Man.
Anyway,
Good rec.
Don't want to stay too long on the bathroom. But
Are we calling this as recs, recommendations, or this endorsements?
once I remember what my catchy name,
Your snappy
for it
title
was,
is?
yeah.
My number 3 is a delicious beverage that many people have written off as disgusting. It's kombucha.
Ugh.
I am an enormous fan of the booch, and I live that booch life on the regs.
Stop.
Okay.
Stop it. Is this how everyone felt when I was talking about dude wipes?
And you may have seen it and thought, ew, it's got a thing floating in it at the bottom. That's what's good for your guts. All right.
You drink that one?
You drink it all. You drink it all. It's called the mother, and you drink the mother.
I hate that so much.
And if you've been hesitant to try kombucha, I just say, why? Okay, is it because it looks disgusting? It's because it smells gross.
It's because there's something in it called the mother.
Is it
that
because
you're
it's
not-
made with a mushroom?
all of those reasons?
I made my own kombucha for a while
Okay.
with my own mushroom.
That sounds
And
terrible.
It was fun, but it didn't stick. Didn't stick as a hobby.
It's really good. Bread's a lot better for you.
Yeah. So,
For you, not better for you, like health wise.
but if you've never tried it, it's so good. Whenever I have a meal that's like has a little heavy, I'm feeling a little
good gut health.
I'm feeling a little, bubbly in my tumbly. I'll rock a little kombucha, and it usually kind of settles my tum.
Doesn't pineapple do the same thing though?
I don't know, maybe,
From what I understand, like pineapple also does that same thing, like breaks down the food.
but also I don't drink soda. I don't drink Dr. Pepper, Coke, all of those things. So it kind of gives me it scratches that itch, as it were.
Are you still itching? You haven't drank soda in years.
I haven't, no, but I'm saying it's kind of like a sweet, bubbly, carbonated drink. It's naturally carbonated, though.
A new bev, naturally carbonated. How's that possible?
It creates gas bubbles with the little chemical reactions.
So you're telling me?
So like the little mushroom bacteria are eating sugars and farting out bubbles. That's literally what's happening.
Gross.
And it makes
You're
it makes
really not strengthening your case.
It makes
kombucha.
a farty fizzy drink.
Anyway,
You should try it.
so it's disgusting. So if that's continually happening, how would it not just like explode?
It can.
If you don't open it for long enough, would it just like?
If you have too much, I can't remember the science of it, but yes, they can explode if you have too much of a reaction going on and you don't open it.
We're not trying to make a bomb here, but that's technically what you're doing.
Kind of, yeah.
And then you drink it.
And then you drink it and get all that gut health, those millions of probiotics, billions even, I don't know, trillions, quadrillions, I don't know, all those probiotics.
Squillions.
Those probiotics just get in there and mix it up in your tum, start doing work. I don't know the science of it, but it's delicious and I like it. And I feel good after I drink it usually, I don't overdo it.
I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you on this one, but I will never drink that stuff. It sounds disgusting.
All right. You never tried it?
No.
You never even tried it? Your own brother's official endorsement?
That's not the only one. I'm pretty sure there's other things on there. I haven't looked yet.
Looking at my
I'm just curious. We've never seen each other's list before the show.
All right, you can go. I'll get off my soapbox.
You can stay on the soapbox.
Off my booch box.
You stay on the booch box for just a half a second more. I'm gonna go grab my my number 2.
Okay.
That sounds gross, but I'm gonna go grab the thing that I have on my list.
Use a visual reference, a visual aid.
Yes.
Yeah. So I had a friend. Have a friend.
All right, I'm back. Okay, so
I was actually going to tell a little anecdote.
Well, I think we're done with your
me and
thing.
Steven go on what we call kombucha strolls or boot strolls, where we'll get kombucha and take a walk. And
Wow.
talk.
Is this the same Steven that's my out-of-state best friend?
It is.
Wow.
It is.
Only talk to him whenever we're out of state. It's wonderful. Love the guy. He's awesome.
Okay, you can do your thing.
So my number... Not now, Apple Watch. Just it was listening to the whole thing.
It was like
just
transcribing our entire conversation.
How long was that on? Siri, you. Oh. My number 2 is a little product called the Battery Daddy.
The Batty Daddy.
The Batty Daddy, as I have lovingly come to talk about it. This thing.
You're missing some.
I'm missing some batteries. What do you think? I'm made of money? Batteries cost so much. So I used to live that life.
I live it. I live the life.
I used to live that life where I needed a battery and I didn't know where to turn, what drawer to open. There's batteries everywhere. I had no idea where to find them. And if I did find one, I didn't know if it was charged or not.
That's true.
I didn't know did I open this package recently? I don't know. All right. And I got this. And at the time, I was just like, what a weird gift. This was so weird to get for Christmas like 2 years ago. And it took me like a full year to use it. But this Battery Daddy has it's my recommendation because it has a spot for every type of battery in here. And then more AA spots, because you know how often you
got to have them
AAs
dubs.
on
You
the
got to have
back.
the dubs.
But the crazy thing
You're out of
is-
AAs. Oh, no, you got some.
No, I've got some AAs down low. The other thing, the crazy thing is there's this little thing, a battery tester inside the Battery Daddy.
Show me how it works.
Well, it's pretty simple, much like any other tester. You see that little, you see that in there?
I see it.
Throw it, and you touch it.
It
and
looks like
tells-
it's full.
This one is full. It's a good battery, and it tells you if you need to replace it, if it's low, or if it's a good battery. And it's just so helpful because I know when to throw away batteries, and I know where all my batteries are because they're all in the Battery Daddy.
You
And-
said the word battery a lot in the last about 2 minutes.
Well, I consider myself the Battery Daddy now because this is mine.
That's
And,
a good thing to have.
It is honestly incredible. I've never had batteries on hand. It did, you spend a little bit to get some batteries on hand. But now that I have each type of battery, I know how many I have. I know how low I'm running on.
You're also a collector, so now you're a collector of
Now
batteries.
I'm getting all the batteries. I'm going to collect them. Got to catch them all.
different types of batteries.
Yeah. The Battery Daddy, it's pretty incredible. Like you'll always know where to go. Battery Daddy.
My number 2 is one you alluded to a little earlier, and I'm going to say if you've never tried it, you should give it a go. Official endorsement is baking bread. You should try to bake your own bread.
Okay.
It is so satisfying because you can eat it right away. You can eat the fruits of your effort.
It's not fruit.
In the form of bread.
The breadfruit.
And maybe you're thinking, listen.
Can I just say what we're all thinking?
Say what you're thinking.
I can buy it from the store.
Exactly. The bread you buy from the store is trash. It's basically trash bread. Okay?
Wow.
You're eating trash. If you've never had fresh bread.
Sarah Lee, move over.
Sarah Lee is hot garbage. All right?
Wow. Not the person, the bread.
If you've never baked your own bread, you got to at least try it once just to taste the difference. And also feel the dough with your hands. Get in there and just knead it. You need that dough. I need this dough while I need it. I need it. You know what I mean? With an N and then a K.
Yeah, and sometimes you'll take it and you'll knee it. You knead the dough with your knee while you're kneading.
Sometimes I'll speed knead. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know why. That was a really lame dad joke. I don't know. Not even. That was terrible.
Corrupting him.
It was terrible.
It wasn't even very good.
I am extremely into, I wouldn't say extreme. I'm extremely into it.
I would say extreme. You're making like a loaf a day.
I'm not making a loaf a day, but I am making sourdough bread pretty frequently.
So you've calmed down.
I've calmed down a little bit. I'm on to maybe twice a week I'll bake.
That's still, I mean, it's pretty
I'll
into
bake
it.
2 sourdough loaves.
At one time?
Yeah, so 4 loaves a week maybe.
You just keep going up.
But
you just keep going up in your number of bread.
But you don't have to do sourdough, okay? That's a little next level.
Yeah, I don't like sourdough. What am I supposed to do?
Just bake you a little pan loaf for your sandwich bread. It's amazing. Get a little honey wheat recipe. Try it. It'll make the best PB&J you've ever had in your entire life.
Do you have like a mother dough that you're working off of? Is that a thing?
That is the sourdough. Yeah. I mean, you have a starter.
Gross.
If you've ever made like Amish bread, that was a thing some people do. Yeah, you need the starter. Yeah, you got to maintain the starter when you're doing sourdough bread. So it's like having a pet.
You have a consistent starter that you will pull from.
Yes.
And so you're just like adding to that thing, and then you take some and you keep adding to it?
I can get into the nitty gritty of it, but if you're actually curious.
I actually am.
I have a starter.
I've always wondered how the starter works.
I have a starter named Stuart, okay? He's like a pet.
Oh my God.
I have to feed Stuart every morning.
This is worse. Why did I ask?
I have to feed Stuart every morning, okay? He lives in a jar. Every morning I have to.
Did the jar have googly eyes or like?
I should do that.
Dude, you should totally.
I don't. It's just name only. I haven't written it on there.
Oh man.
But every morning I discard a lot of it into a jar in the fridge, which is my discard. And I use that to flavor other bakes.
Okay.
So it's the whole thing.
Okay.
But I feed it fresh flour, fresh water, stir it up, let it sit, and same thing as the kombucha. It eats the flour. There's a bacteria in there that eats the flour and farts. And it makes bubbles.
You really like farting foods, don't you?
It makes gas bubbles and it makes it rise.
Crazy.
And that's what leavens the bread as opposed to yeast. So you have this thing, and whenever you want to make a bake, say I want to bake tomorrow, I make what's called a levain. I take some of the starter, I put it in a separate jar, add flour, water, and then that turns into what is going to... And Stuart's always just hanging out. He's always there. I pull from him, feed him again. Okay, so anyway, that's kind of how it works.
Do you have a name for levain?
No, it's a one-time use thing. You don't want to get too attached. You want to name it. It goes right into the bread, and then it leavens the bread. And
you gotta eat it.
Clean the bowl out. And
yeah,
whatever.
It's like naming a cow.
You don't want to do that.
You don't want
levain.
Beef.
So yeah, I'm very into it. If you ever want to, if you feel like I could maybe get into this, I would recommend some videos from my guy Brian Lagerstrom on YouTube. He does a great job of breaking down the baking process. If you ever want to book, Tartine Bread is a great book.
Oh, Roman, you have gone way too deep into bread. Tartine.
It's so good. And it's delicious. It's a hobby that you can eat. I mean, what's not to love?
I woodwork and I eat them all the time.
Yeah, I've tried many hobbies and none have really stuck. This has been the longest standing, I think, because I eat sourdough toast for breakfast every day now, and it's delicious.
How do you not get fat? Is it a thing that when you make fresh bread, it's not as?
I believe
bad
it's better for you, sourdough. I've heard. I don't know. I'm sure it's still carbs, but I only eat like 2 small pieces in the morning. I mean, but I put butter and jam on it. So, it's probably not the healthiest.
So if I were to eat it,
I eat it with eggs.
Okay. Okay.
So I get my protein, get some carbs.
Yeah.
You know, if I ever wanted to cut it
Because
out.
when you made me that loaf, I ate the whole thing in like one day.
Yeah, I don't normally do that anymore.
I ate like 2 days maybe.
Yeah, it's really easy to do because
It was a good loaf.
so delicious.
And actually, Roman, you told me it was a bad loaf, and I'm still waiting on the good loaf.
Oh, I'll bake you
So-
one. Next time I come on next week for the pod, I'll bring you one.
We'll be eating bread.
Yeah. I'll show it to the camera. That'd
be
That'd
great.
be a fun little
It'll be
thing.
lovely. Now, hey, tune in next week to see Roman's bread loaf.
Yeah. But
Fresh
even when you make a
bread
bad
loaf.
loaf, it's good.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
You got a good kind
My
of butter,
worst
too.
loaf is still better than Sarah Lee's.
Correct me if
hot
I'm wrong, but
garbage.
I'm pretty sure that was my birthday present from you. Was a loaf of bread
Yeah.
and a butter, a little thing of butter.
Yeah, that wasn't actually sourdough, but yeah, that was a loaf.
What was that?
It was just yeasted dough.
Oh,
Yeasted dough?
I feel like a chump now.
Yeah, I
I
know.
feel like such a chump.
Oh man, I've talked way too much about my hobby of bread baking.
This is wonderful.
hope I didn't lose everybody.
Everyone's like,
But hopefully, if
Skip.
you talk with passion, people will want to listen to you. Just rant about Levon.
I'm gonna be honest. When you started naming things, you had me.
He could be called Stefan the Levon.
Stefan Levon Burton,
Stuart and Stefan.
LeVar Burton. Is that his? Yeah, Reading Rainbow guy.
I think so.
Well, I guess the name Levon's not the same as LeVar.
On to number one.
On to number one. My number one. Now, hear me out here, people. There's a show
Yeah.
called The Chosen.
The Chosen.
I put off watching this for so long.
Yep.
For
As did I.
Because to let you know, it's a show about the life of Jesus and his disciples. Okay.
About him calling his disciples, and it's kind of from the perspective of the disciples.
From the perspective of the disciples.
Yeah.
But obviously, I mean, Jesus is a main character in it. I did not watch that for so long because, in my
All the stigmas.
humble opinion,
All the stigmas.
Christian media is not very good.
Sometimes it's fun to watch
it's-
as a cheese ball thing.
It's
to
it's
kind
like
of mock.
funny to mock, and you know that you could consider that a problem. That
Usually the acting isn't up to snuff. Usually the production quality isn't quite there.
Yeah.
Usually the storylines are a pretty cheese ball.
yeah, you just they stop at like the Bible says this, go, and they're done creating the story, and they don't like try to like awaken the imagination of a Bible story in those things. But I think The Chosen does that beautifully. Does that amazing? Like that's like it's an incredible show, and I think just it's an incredible show as just a show. Like they do a good job. It's
a roller coaster.
I believe they do a good job. And it's hard for me to say because I've grown up in and around church. I'm a pastor. I'm fairly knowledgeable about the Bible, but I feel like they do a good job of not alienating people who have no idea. Like you could watch that show.
Yeah, anybody could pick up.
Anybody
and
could watch
be
that show, and
enthralled.
it's like this is a really interesting show. So just as a show, it's phenomenal. It's incredible. But like if you know the backstory, it's like it's heart-wrenching. It's amazing. Very, very well done.
I agree. It is very, very good. I am also in the heat of in it right now.
Yeah.
I'm in it.
Yeah.
I haven't finished it. I just started kind of watching it
Yeah.
a couple months ago.
You need to get on course with on time with it because they've started doing these. They'll do like releases in theaters now. Like it's a big thing. Like if you've not heard
so
of
many
it,
people are into it.
it's amazing.
It's a movement.
It is quite the movement. And the guy
Not
who
to be confused with the movement that we were talking about earlier with the squatty potty.
right, not that movement. It's a very different movement. But the guy who directed it and the creator of the show, Dallas
Jenkins.
Correct me if I'm wrong here, but his dad wrote the Left Behind series
I think I've heard that.
from when we were kids, like which terrifying stories of
Really scared you straight.
very much all about being the rapture happening and you've been left behind. That's a song from
Cameron Species.
But yeah, his dad wrote those. I mean, you can say that storytelling's in the family a little bit there. But
You know what I heard the other day?
tell me.
Take this with what you will.
I will.
The production company, Mormons.
I've heard that. I mean, they're in Utah. They're in Salt Lake, Utah.
Mormons.
But they don't they let the story be the story.
Yeah.
They do take some
because-
liberties. They do go imagination of the story of this could have happened. But I think what it does a good job of is you see a really really good picture of like a human Jesus, whereas you're just reading about it all the time. It's just like, oh,
He's not just like, truly, truly, I say unto you. He's
yeah,
like
he makes
laughing
he
and
makes
making
jokes.
yeah.
And you actually can see in the Bible that it's probably. I mean, he probably would have been really great with people. Would have been pretty funny. Like it would have like. They get whatever they do. It's a logical step. It's a logical leap normally, but it's not
a reach.
It's not
too
very much of a reach. But I think it does a wonderful job with that, and that is like currently that's like my top recommendation.
Such a great show. I completely agree. You should check it out if you haven't.
If you haven't,
watch Survivor and then watch the show.
Yeah, Survivor first. You got to get your priorities
in order.
But for real, if you were like me and you were dragging your feet because you're just like it's Christian media. It's like it's the thing.
I hate having dragon feet.
Yeah, amen. They're so scaly and large.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, if you've been putting it off, just give it a chance. Give it a go.
I've watched it on Amazon Prime, but I think
it's
you
on
have
Amazon
to
Prime
do
now.
yeah, except for the third season.
Yeah, the third season.
Have to get the app.
Third season. It's getting bigger and bigger. The stuff they're doing is getting bigger and bigger.
Let's move on to number
You've got
one.
You've got. Well, that was my number one.
My number one is going to seem very petty compared to yours.
Oh no, I should have done Battery Daddy as number one.
It is. I gotta get the name right because I had to look up the exact.
You don't
name.
even know what your number one is called?
It is Aldi, the store
Heard
chain.
of it?
Have you heard of this?
Yeah.
Aldi. It's like a discount store.
No, I'm aware.
I don't know if you've never. This is not the recommendation. It is something at Aldi.
ALDI, just Google it.
Aldi is a discount store that if you've never gone to, you go the first time and you're super confused. It's what's happening. That's what happened to me.
Yeah.
And it's like, why do I have? You got to pay a quarter to get a cart. It's super confusing. And then and then you have to bag your own stuff. And it's like, if you don't know what you're doing,
That's a pretty cheap card.
their whole thing is that like they keep the staff to the minimum, and so that the consumer does all the work, and so they don't have to have someone bringing carts back. They don't have someone bagging groceries.
They don't even
just-
have bags.
No, they don't. No bags.
No bags for
so
groceries.
If you don't know what to expect, it's kind of disorienting. But the savings are off the charts. The savings are off the charts, people. Aldi, check it out.
Tell me more about these
At
savings.
Aldi, you can save a lot of money if you've never gone. I mean, Aldi's is the stuff. At Aldi, they
Yes.
have an ice cream that's called, let me get this right, Specialty Selected Super Premium Ice Cream Vanilla.
That's too many words.
So, Specialty Selected Super Premium Ice Cream Vanilla.
Oh my.
I used to be the kind of person that's like, if you say your favorite ice cream is vanilla, what's wrong with you? Vanilla, it's okay, but vanilla needs stuff in it. It needs chocolate chips. It needs cookie dough. It needs this. It needs that.
I'm a man of simple pleasures. That's not how I think of ice cream.
I have always thought this way until I had this ice cream, and this vanilla ice cream is insane.
Not even like a vanilla bean, just vanilla.
Just straight vanilla. It is insane
Creamy,
in
or
the
is it-
membrane. It's so creamy. It's got 5 ingredients:
Vanilla is probably one of those.
vanilla, cream, sugar, butter.
Ice?
One more.
and the like.
And the last one. It's so good.
But with-
I
with
want
only
it right
5
now
ingredients?
so much. Yes, only 5 ingredients. It's amazing.
Let's go run by Aldi on the way to mom's
Should we
house.
get it? Should we do it?
Yeah, I mean I'm for it.
Okay.
On the
We're
way to
gonna-
mom's house.
Guys.
I just slightly dropped that in there. Our kids are at our mom's house. We don't live there. On the way back to
I
mom's.
don't even live in this city.
Mom, get us some Aldi Select. Premium vanilla.
Super premium.
Thanks, Mom.
But guys, I'm telling you, this ice cream, it's changed me. It's so good.
It's amazing.
It is like I don't even it almost I've added things to it before. I've added chocolate chips. And it
Foolish.
takes away from
Yeah.
the purity of this vanilla ice cream. It's so good.
Hey,
Did I ever send you the ice
let's
cream
just-
taster video?
Please just end the. I hate that.
Did I send it to you? Okay, we got to put this on. There's a video on the internet of a man who has a professional job of tasting ice cream. Well, at least he did, like in the 90s or something.
He did.
At like Breyers or one of these other big ice cream manufacturers. And this man is the most confident man that has ever walked the planet.
Yeah.
He is dripping with confidence.
Yeah.
There's a video of him taste testing ice cream, and he's got a golden spoon because there's no flavor transfer from that. And he takes it and he scoops it, and his voice is amazing. And he tastes it, and
he turns the spoon over, upside down,
does it
right on the tongue,
and aerates the ice cream. But this is how he aerates it. And he does it for so long, and he's like, "What's vanilla? Oh, yep, that's the cream." He just keeps going.
I love that. Yep, tastes like vanilla. Still vanilla.
It's the best video on the internet, and I stand by it. I'll watch it. I'll go back to it every so often just to be like, this man has figured it out.
He knows what he's doing.
He's a professional ice cream taster.
He's just a little hefty, but not too much.
He's just all about it.
That's what his life is.
He is in love with the craft.
Yeah.
And he just doesn't even care.
Yeah.
He does this and doesn't care.
For so
doesn't
long.
care how ridiculous he looks.
He doesn't care that someone's videotaping him doing this.
He thinks it's totally okay.
Do that in a restaurant, they'll ask you to leave.
Since I watched the video, I've actually tried that with ice cream in the aerating, and I can't get any difference.
Well, it's like what
flavor.
I guess like it's the concept of notes opening up in a coffee, or I never had it, but I'm assuming wine.
It's the best.
But like,
you never had wine?
No.
You never had wine?
I'm 31 years sober.
Jesus.
I'm 31 years sober, and I'm sticking to it.
31 years. That's good.
I would love it if it was like 27, because people are like, you were 4. You were 4 when you were an alcoholic.
Oh, man.
But no, 31 years.
Yeah, so I mean, you got to try. I've tried the chocolate version of the Aldi Select Specialty Super Premium Ice Cream.
Dude, what is happening to this title?
But it's good, but the vanilla is just insane.
Yeah.
So good.
Let's go get
chocolate
some.
probably has 6 because
get some.
had the chocolate.
Let's go get some right now. Or we can just go to Andy's frozen Frocust.
It's trash compared to this.
Andy's is not trash. Andy's Frocust is
going to ruin ice cream
delicious.
for you forever.
All right, I'll trust you, but I'm going to have to eat it first.
Do you want to go to honorable mentions?
Do I have any?
I don't know. Do you?
I don't think I do. I think I kind of mentioned all my honorable mentions throughout the episode.
Let me quickly go through my honorable mentions then.
Please do.
This is a tip if you have children. This is a good little, if you're sick of the
I'm listening.
If you're sick of the Paw Patrol, it's a little educational show on YouTube. It's called How It's Made. I'm sure you've seen it. Uh-huh. They put their clips on YouTube, and you could be like, how it's made, balloons. You can like look up anything, and they have how it's made, and it shows you how they make it in the factory, and it's super interesting.
Yep.
It's like, how are pencils made? I don't know. Let's look up at how it's made and watch it. You got the Roman wreck right there.
Storybots, also a great show. Makes up songs about how everything. Like you want to know how glue works? There's a song for that.
Kids and playtime.
Please,
if you have kids out there and you think fort building could be fun. I like to build forts.
Oh, that's cool.
You need to get this. You need to get the play couch.
Is it the
play couch?
I don't know what.
There's a bunch of brands out there now. One of them was the Nugget. They started it.
Gross.
We got one called. I don't know what it's called. You can buy them, but they're not really couches. They're more like just pieces of big foam. You can kind of build it into a couch, but it has taken the fort building game and WrestleMania up to another level.
So it's just a giant mat.
It's just mats, like little mats that can be modular. It's so cool.
Oh, that's cool.
And it's super fun to build with. They're very large, and they just kind of end up all over the place. So you got to be okay with there being kind of like big cushions all over the place.
You got to have a playroom.
But before I got them, the kids would just steal all of our pillows, throw pillows from our couch, and use those.
Ain't that the truth?
So got the play couch. The Firm by John Grisham. It's an amazing book.
You got a lot of things on there.
The Firm is an amazing book. It's a page turner. It's a legal thriller, and it has my full support and recommendation.
Wow.
John Grisham. Check it out.
The Firm.
Middle Class Fancy on Instagram is my last recommendation. It's an Instagram account, and it's hilarious. If you are living in the Midwest, middle class, it's just really relatable and hilarious. So if you don't follow that Instagram account, go right now, follow Middle Class Fancy, and have a good laugh.
Just laugh for once in your life.
Laugh for once in your life. Less nonsense. There's no nonsense on there. It's basically all nonsense, but not the kind of nonsense.
It's the good nonsense.
It's the good nonsense.
Much like our show.
That's right.
Hopefully good nonsense.
This has been a great sode. I know I'm a little raspy because I was a little verklempt for the last couple days.
That's great.
But I think I've really held it together.
I think you only had one cough this whole time.
Yeah, that's
I'm
just surprising because if you'd have heard me
wildly
last night, it was bad.
Yeah.
It was real bad.
I didn't even hear you last night.
You have any clothing thoughts?
I think clothes should be worn. Fashion as you choose, as you see fit. Pants are a must.
Did you have a prediction for the Super Bowl?
Yes, we talked about
What
this
was
like an hour and a half ago.
Who said you was going to win? Who's going to win?
I'm not going to win.
Who said who was going to win?
I said the
I said the Eagles by 12.
Oh, Chiefs by I think it's gonna be a blowout.
And that Drake is gonna come out in with Rihanna and sing work and bring the house down.
Chiefs by 17. That's right. There's gonna be a safety somewhere in there.
Okay.
So
is 12 even possible? Points? Is 12 points possible?
Yeah, if you don't get the extra points, you get 2 touchdowns.
Okay.
Which
did I say at least 12 or
is,
by 12?
Is it safety 3 points or is it 2 points?
Oh my gosh, you were on a championship football team.
More of a tennis guy. I like watching tennis.
All right.
I was on a championship football team, but I didn't have to know the ins and outs.
Yeah, you were just a lineman.
How dare you, sir? I was the center and a tackle. But yeah,
I played basketball.
Just a lineman.
Brothers on 3.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Brothers!